Kurt is in Memphis. Hey, Kurt, welcome to the Ramsey Show.
Hey, Dave. Hey, Rachel. Thanks for having me.
Sure, what's up?
Well, first, I want to thank you so much for all you've done. Thanks for the Total Money Makeover. My wife and I have been able to overcome some substantial obstacles and eliminate $91,000 of debt from
Way to go.
2018 to
91,000. That's a lot of debt. That's not easy to eliminate. Jesus.
2020.
Awesome.
Yes, sir. We still have our mortgage, but we've experienced a ton of financial freedom after eliminating that debt. After that debt, we started to save up our cash, and we have $35,000 in an emergency fund in a high yield savings account.
Good for you.
35 G's is comfy. You can overcome almost anything that comes your way.
After that, I got a little reckless, and I started putting our extra money into an individual investment account.
He got a little confident.
Where I've been picking individual stocks like Alibaba, Chegg, Facebook, Netflix, and a bunch of those are down right now. But I do think they'll pan out long term. We have about 20,000 in that account, and I put another 10,000 just recently into a Series I bond. So my take-home pay is our take-home pay is about $6,100 a month guaranteed, and we at least have $1,000 left over each month after putting 15% into
$6,100 a month in guaranteed. That's a lot of money coming in.
Retirement.
And no debt.
The problem is both of our vehicles have 165,000 miles on them, and we're considering having a third child, and at some point a minivan is going to be needed. I'm a little bit worried about used car prices, and I want to wait as long as we can. But the money for that van that we have saved up is in individual stocks right now, and the Series I bond, that extra 30,000.
Dave's going to be a savage and just tell him to sell it at a loss and buy the minivan.
I've considered whether we should use our emergency fund for the car and just let that stuff sit. I've got a job that's super stable, about as stable as it can get. I don't know what I should do about that, and whether I should start putting my extra money towards a mortgage, or if I should start saving that too in case.
This is exactly why we tell people not to buy individual stocks.
Yeah, no, there's like floors of people at JP Morgan in New York City that still can't pick individual stocks, right? Research teams and the brightest minds of Yale, Princeton, Harvard, and they still can't pick stocks. I'm like, you think you're going to? It's, come on.
Right.
That's exactly why.
I know. And at this point, I've done it, and they're sitting there.
I get that it's water under the bridge.
Yeah.
But the first part of this we have to address is never do this again.
Honestly, all things considered, though, the guy's in a great shape, though. One minor mistake picking stocks, not really the end of the world.
It's not cool. You did not beat the system. It kicked your butt up around your neck. That's why you're calling me. Okay? You violated a principle here of diversification, and you started screwing around thinking you were too smart.
He does pray too much to the god of diversification, right? Like, diversification preserves wealth. It's not really the greatest builder of wealth.
Single stocks, and you got your butt kicked. Now, first, we got to own that, okay? I'm not picking on you. I just don't want you to ever go back here again. Now, if you agree with that, and you say, I'm never going back, you don't have to agree with me. This is for your purposes. You got to decide this. You don't have to, I don't need your agreement. You can decide, you can do whatever you want to do. Okay. I want to help you from this point forward now that you're in the mess.
If you maybe don't pick individual stocks, but pick sectors, right? If you think that the tech, like a simple thesis would be, do you think technology will be a greater part of the economy in 10 years than it is today? Buy a tech ETF. Like, picking the individual winners and losers is significantly more challenging than just picking the overarching trend.
Now, if you say, okay, I made a mistake because I took too much risk playing with these single stocks and I got my butt kicked and I'm never doing that again. Now what do I do? Well, you get rid of them tomorrow.
See, I don't know if I agree with that. Like, take a huge loss on it, like, especially because the overall market was down maybe at this point. Like, I don't know.
Because every day you keep them, it's like you bought them again.
Is it?
Meaning you think you're still thinking you can hang on and win. They're going to be okay over time. They're going to be okay over time. The stock market is going to be okay over time, not your little portfolio.
Well, he did pick some bangers, though. Alibaba's a big company. They're not going away anytime soon.
Your little
Right.
portfolio may still get its butt kicked as the stock market recovers. I don't know, because you've got a handful of stocks, and you're just there's all kinds of studies that go the individual person playing single stocks there's like 90% of the time does not even keep up with what the stock market does.
It's like closer to 99%. It's effectively 100, right? There's so few people that have successfully picked individual stocks and have been successful that we know their names to write books about them. Like, do you think it's going to be you from your mom's basement? Probably not.
You always come in below the market.
Yep, facts.
And it's not because you're dumb, it's
Facts.
because you're not diversified enough, number one. And number two,
no, it's not. It's because you're dumb. Like, not even dumb. It's because you just don't have the insider information that other people have.
That lack of safety.
There's an asymmetrical, disadvantage you have when it comes to information.
Then catches you here because one or two little, you got 6 stocks, 2 of them go down. It can tank the returns on the whole portfolio.
This is true.
When you got 200 stocks and 5 of them go down or 6 of them go down, it doesn't tank the portfolio stock. So what would I do if I woke up in your shoes? I would cash out the I bonds, dumb investment. I would cash out the stocks, dumb investment immediately. I'd put it in a pile and I'd start thinking about buying a car.
Okay.
Yeah, the I bonds too is a weird one, right? It's like, all right, inflation is ripping stronger than the return on the bonds. So you're just losing money. And it's like, there's a lot of disadvantages to that one as well. Like, this guy, it's like, well, what are you doing picking stocks, my guy? Buy the S&P 500, buy VOO, and just call it a day.
Stop doing this stuff. That's what I would do. But you knew I wouldn't do it when you called here.
Yeah.
You already knew that it was stuff we don't tell you to do. What would I do if I woke up in Bitcoin? And Bitcoin is now what? It's off 60-something% now from last September.
Oh, he's a hater on Bitcoin, though. I'm a big believer. Let's see what
September. So if you had $100,000 in there, you've lost $60,000 in Bitcoin. And you Bitcoin people have been ragging me, threatening to burn my house down because I said you were idiots. And look how smart you are now.
Zoom out, David. Zoom out. Like, Bitcoin's up like 10,000% from when it started at 1 cent. This is the normal ebb and flow of a new asset class being created, right? No asset class that is brand new is just going to be straight up. It's going to have periods going down, periods of consolidation, periods of like questioning what its true value is, and then going back up. Like, let's see in another couple of years.
Okay. And it wasn't because I hate Bitcoin. It's because I hate stuff that is unproven because it kicks your butt.
But unproven things are where you get the outsized returns, right? That's where he doesn't understand. You're not going to get fabulously wealthy by buying Coca-Cola or, stuff like that at this point. Heinz ketchup.
And now what would I do if I owned Bitcoin? If I had put $100,000 in Bitcoin? And I was, what should you do? You should get out tomorrow because it may get better, it may get worse, but it's still the same stupid investment that it was last fall.
People will say that Bitcoin's a stupid investment, but they will not understand Bitcoin. Like, if I asked him what SHA 256 was, what the Byzantine general's problem was, how Bitcoin solves these things, like why we should use Bitcoin as a unit of account for our money, he would not be able to answer these questions, and he would just resort to calling it stupid, right? He lacks, I think, a lot of contextual information around why Bitcoin is it's like the birth of fire again for the internet, right? Scarcity in cyberspace, which has no scarcity, unlimited abundance in cyberspace.
Just now, you're in a situation where Warren Buffett said, when the tide goes out, you can tell who was skinny dipping.
Who was naked. And that's basically just saying that who is over leveraged, who doesn't have their positions in order, and they get wrecked.
When you're stupid is stress tested, it comes up stupid. And I'm not fussing at you, dude. I'm just fussing at all of us because I did the exact same stupid stuff when I was in my 20s. And I put like $5,000 in this gold thing, this gold futures thing. This buddy of mine had a guy. He had a guy.
I got you a guy.
As soon as you got a guy, you know that you're about to lose your butt. As soon as somebody says, I got a guy, that he had hit gold, he had picked out the gold option mark. And if you hit it, you take $5,000 and make 50 grand. Okay. And he had hit it 11 out of the last 11 periods.
Oh, wow.
He was,
of course, when he invested, it was the 11 out of the 12 you don't hit.
A genius.
Yeah.
Until the 12th one.
Yeah.
When I put in $5,000. And this genius right here, so watch. And let me tell you what happens if you don't make the mark. If you hit the mark, the 5 becomes 50. If you don't make the mark, it becomes zero.
Ugh.
Zero.
You know, it'd be a
That's
fun.
how dumb I am.
Yeah, but he's also not understanding that like that's an asymmetrical play, right? The most you could lose is go down to zero, but the upside is massive. So in a portfolio, personally, you would want to have some asymmetrical plays sprinkled in order to create massive upside for the overall portfolio.
No, okay, so hold on. I have two thoughts real quick.
Was.
Kurt, so yes, cash it out tomorrow, buy the minivan. I would go with the Honda Odyssey. It's a great van from personal experience. But number two, a funny segment, James.
I think this is bad advice, honestly. Because these are not terrible companies like Chegg and Alibaba just to cash out at a loss. If there was some random other companies, maybe, but it probably should be taken as a case-by-case basis and not necessarily a blanket rule. Like, I get what Dave's doing because the blanket rule works for 95% of the people. So, in some sense, it is a smarter just approach for a channel.
Would be all the dumb investments I've done. Like we had a friend who will be unnamed about this was probably when Winston and I kind of first got married. So it's been 12 years or so. So we had a friend and he was like hell-bent. Oh, can I say that?
Too late. You did.
Sorry.
Yeah. Hell-bent.
On the Denari.
Oh my God.
Losing value, and he's like, "You got to get into the Denari market. You got to get into the Denari
Iraqi
market."
dinar. Yeah.
And it was like, and I don't know. He put a couple $100 in. He was like, "Literally, this is going to be $3 million in a year when the Iraqi government collapsed." He had this whole like political
he had figured it out
string through it, and
it was the Bitcoin of the Iraq War.
Yeah. So, anyways, but it did. I don't. Yeah.
Actually, the Iraqi dinari during the Iraq War went up in value and strengthened because the central bank came under a fire and bomb attacks. So then, thus, the market knew there was no way they could print more Iraqi dinari. So it became a constrained supply of Iraqi dinari, and thus it was not being inflated. So the price of it the strength of it went up over time.
Dinar, the Iraqi dinar.
Yeah, that was a big thing. But it'd be a funny segment for people to call in and say, "Hey, here was."
We need to do a stupid text hour again.
There you go.
All right, we'll cut it off here. I think overall his advice is correct again on this one. Like Dave has this one-stop shop fix for everyone's problems, and it applies to 95% of the people. But where I disagree with him on is, I think that there's if you had 10, maybe 15% of your portfolio and kind of moonshots, I don't necessarily think that's a terrible idea, right? Especially if they're in the tech sector like Alibaba and Chegg are. Either one of those could possibly take off. Like, it's not out of the realm of possibilities. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Take care.